Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel. I can't make videos anywhere else. I tried earlier, wasted a bunch of time, went to a place where I thought I'd make a good video, and there's just too much traffic and too much noise. So I'm just bound to this garage until I can figure out something better. But not the end of the world. I've got some things to update. Let's see what I'll start with. Today I got my car retuned, and as my shirt, I've got it tuned at Joe Tech, and the guys at Joe Tech are stand-up guys. Earlier in my videos, maybe in March, when I down-talked them a little bit, I think I was wrong. They're very professional, very helpful, and then they're some of the best in the business. They tune. I won't go into all the details, and it's not my duty to brag about them, but basically, and I won't go into the videos where I talk about that, but a lot of the problems were basically revolving around Ecutech. Ecutech is the designer of this software that basically goes in and breaks down or hacks into the Infiniti Nissan ECU. So Ecutech is responsible for their software that helps them to tune the car due to their electronics and all the software that's on the car. So obviously this is a 2019, and they updated the software in 2019 from 18 and 17. And then I think even the 2020s got a revision even further into it. So it's tough on the tuners that are tuning these cars, because they have a lot of things they have to deal with. And plus too, they're tuning 30 other brands of cars, where you could go to school for an entire year to learn about Infinity's or Nissan's software. So, that's 15 years of school, compressed into where you got to know that every year. So, yeah, I'm fully confident with these guys to a point. We're going to see how everything works, and now that I know that Ecutech, the inner workings of Ecutech in this car, with some of the limiting things that I saw when I got my car first tuned. So now I'm on par, and I know what's going on. So it'll be a whole different game this time. But I talked with Seth today. He's their master Ecutech tuner, UpRev, Motec, all the different high-end brands of tuners and ECU and all those systems. So I talked with him today, and we've got it all ironed out. And until Ecutech changes some things, this car is going to throw some PCM codes, and it's not a problem. So, the high likely is it's just phantom codes. So, and it's not going to affect the car. So I'm going to go ahead and run with their tune. They told me today that they have another Q50 tuner. I don't know his name. I don't know his color of his Q50, but they say that they've worked on his car now more and more and more, and ironed out his tune, and that he tears up on his car. He runs it really, really, really hard, and they've got it turned up, and he has no complaints, no problems, everything's fine. So I got a version of his. It's maybe, I asked for a little, maybe detuned a little bit. I don't want an extreme tune again, just for the safety sakes of the car. And so, and plus two, today, I'll just share with you, in December when I got tuned, it was in the low 60s. Today it was starting at noon, 92 degrees, and the temperature got up after that with the dew point and humidity up to 100. It wasn't an enjoyable day. It was really, really hot. I cleaned my car, as I have to do every couple of days. As soon as I can take it out of the garage, it gets filthy, and it has to be cleaned. So I cleaned it, long story short, and I got so hot and my clothes got so wet that I almost got kind of a sick feeling in my head. as I'm older, and it's just the heat doesn't agree with me as much as it did when I was younger. So it was that hot today. And so the numbers are down, which is fine with me because it's not as turned up as it was. The torque is pretty close, but the horsepower is down a little bit. I think I got the dyno sheet this time, and I'm gonna post it up. I think it's 407, 408, and 508 torque, and that's real horsepower and torque. So also too, remember it was 62 degrees in December, into December, and now it's about 92, 95 degrees. So we're looking at about 30 degrees difference. And for some reason, I just always think in my head, man, about every 10 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, 50 degrees, they're all pretty much the same. The car runs pretty much the same in that degree of weather. But then when you start getting into the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, I like to think that about every 10 degrees you go up from 60, you could be possibly, losing or missing out on about 5 to 10 horsepower. So the car rear wheel horsepower at 408, I think, is perfectly good for me, and it's on 93 pump gas. So that is awesome, man. The car is totally transformed back to what it was, and just to share with people that are ask me and are inquisitive about the tune. You put the tune back on, and the car's throttle, it's like a power or a pedal commander. I haven't owned a pedal commander, but I've done research on it for when I was looking at buying a Dodge 392. It adjusts the pedal, and it gives you can tune in the feedback. If you throttle response or less throttle response, depending on how much pedal you want to apply. So when this tune gets installed back on the car, it's instant throttle response. It's almost a little too touchy for me, but maybe it's just I'm gonna have to get used to it because I drove it for a month without the tune, and it's got a little bit of lag in the pedal when you hit it with your foot. There's a little bit of a lag. You got to push the pedal a little bit more. So now it's totally super sensitive. And then what else was I gonna say? Yeah, and then the shifting is all tightened up. I mean, it's firmed up. It shifts faster. It's like a whole different animal. It runs just completely different, and I haven't even gotten on it today because my limiting factor with this car is my tires. Before I had my Pirellis on there, the 245 all the way around, which was a stickier tire and a better tire than the run flats that came on the car. And now I went to the 275 with Indy 500 19-inch. I'm rear wheel drive, so I went 275 with those tires, and it's just it's just like on just bearings on the ground. It just roasts the tire. So there's just no point in even trying to do a start right now. And plus two, my draggy that I purchased, I had to send it back because it wasn't connecting to my phone reliably. Out of 20 times I tried to connect it, it would only connect to my phone's Bluetooth twice. So I just totally got fed up with that. Send it back. So I'm without a draggy right now, and so that's probably going to be another 5 days before I get that, so I can even try some numbers. But I mean, that's going to be pointless because this car has absolutely no traction off the line whatsoever, or a 10 punch or a 15 punch. It just lights the tires up. So that's not any fun. So I'm gonna have to, and here's where I get some rear tires, some different rear tires, and this is where some people can help me and give me some input. I've already had people give me some input, but just like these tires that I bought, the Indies, I looked on reviews online. I misread them. It's a great tire, and I have them on the front too. These are two 45, 19 Firehawks, and they're good tires. They're not good for launching in the back at all whatsoever. So I misbought those because that was my main purpose of buying some new tires, was to try to gain some off the line traction. So real quick, I'm looking at the Mickey Thompson Street SS. And all these tires I'm going to mention, there's videos for them and there's videos where they're horrible. And just like the Firestones, I mean, there were a lot of good reviews on those. So you just can't base, you almost like you got to buy them and try them out, but then you're stuck with them. You see, I got 2 other full sets of tires over there with these. So I have 3 complete sets of tires. And I'm not looking to get a 4th set of 4 more tires. So, or 2 more and have, 2 more sitting over there. So I need to get a good tire for the street that's going to get traction with 508 foot-pounds of torque, or pound-feet of torque in the rear. So I need to get some good tires, but I want to be able to leave them on the car. I don't want to have to come back and put my car on with a jack and raise that up and put the tires on. I want to drive around with a good set of tires that will give me some decent traction, and so I'm looking at the Toyo R888R. I'm looking at Nitto's coming out with a new tire this month in the size that I want. I think it's the MT555R2. It's a drag radial, but it's pretty grooved for rain and more driving around town. I'm not looking for a tire to go across Texas. I just want to have a tire, and this is more of a local car, just to drive around town and run errands and get some of my jobs done. So, and I understand the tire is going to not wear as long, but I just want to have a stickier tire on there all the time in the rear and just run what I have up here in the front. But yeah, so, and then I'm looking at the Mickey Thompson Street SS. So, like I said, different reviews, and so I don't want to buy another tire and get burned again because I don't know. So y'all can chime in, and the few people that follow me on my car, it's getting bigger, and I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I really happy with that, and hopefully this will progress more, and more people will find my channel and chime in and give me feedback, and we can have conversations. So I really appreciate it to everyone. Not trying to make this video long, but tires, tune is on the car. I'll post the dyno tune, dyno run on there, and let's see what else. I think that's everything. Oh, and it was just really hot today, and I won't go back into that, but man, it was miserable. And it's even kind of hot in here right now at like 10. Hopefully get into a reservoir tank into the fender here behind the front wheel, because my tuner was telling me that, and I knew about it because I posted it before, the extra reservoir tank in the fender there is something that's probably going to need to be had. My car is running between about 110 to 125 on the charge intake temps, and it needs to come down just a little bit from that back to back. And so he also mentioned to me when I get the reservoir tank, because right now I got 50-50 Nissan blue coolant in here, and so this is 50% blue coolant and 50% water. And so he said when I get the reservoir, a tip was just go ahead and get a gallon of distilled water and fill that up with that a gallon of distilled water, or drain it all out into a bucket and then mix it in the bucket and then refill it. And so it'll be 25% coolant and 75% water, and then that'll actually help it to cool a little better. He said, a fair amount, a little bit better. So everything you can do that you can get to make it run, another consecutive hit and lose less power is a benefit. So I thought I'd share that. What else? Yeah, so that's it. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch me on another video. Okay, thank you. Bye.